Hello, Magic Masses! I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Last one standing, Michael Scott Paper Company was a very good show. I was going to attend, but I could not make it. Now, the night begins with ring announcer Shane Fair welcoming the crowd, but all of a sudden, PWM's general manager Smiley comes not through the curtain, but he comes along and he's trying to go after Shane, and he's stopped by, I guess, some of the security / ring crew, and eventually out comes the rest of Project Mayhem, Eden and V, along with Trixie, and Smiley is saying, Shane, who you think you are? And because I understand Smiley was not in attendance for Ben Franklin last month. And Trixie takes the microphone and says to Smiley it was her idea to make Shane GM for Ben Franklin last month. And she says to Smiley, you've changed. And Smiley eventually, he gets the microphone. He says to Shane, you know, you're going to make your in-ring debut next month at the anniversary show against Smiley. I believe it's against Smiley. I could be wrong on that. And I forgot. Hold it. Ugh, my eyes again. Ugh. And eventually all of Project Mayhem leaves the ring, and then we get on our first matchup, which was a fast pass for the Junior Tag Team Championship, as we saw Troy Locke and Brandon Downey take on, representing Hispanos Unidos, the lit superstar Sebastian Cage and Johnny Santos, the two of them collectively known as First Class. Cage hits Downey with a spin kick in the early going. Downey was taking a lot of punishment. Locke finally gets tagged in, hits German suplexes on both Santos and Cage. Gives them a double Northern Light suplex simultaneously. Downey tags back in. And, back in, and First Class wind up winning the match as Santos had Downey over his shoulder. It was called an elevated cutter. First Class defeats Troy Locke and Brandon Downey at 9 minutes 30 seconds to win the fast pass, and I guess they're gonna have to. Try to get back to that later on. They'll get a shot to Tag Team Championship. But the Junior Heavyweight Champion, Junior Tag Team Championship. Oh, apologies, folks. And after the match, Locke was let down over the loss, and he attacks Downey, but then out comes Indestructible Steve off, and tells him to calm down. I see you got something to say, and then Locke takes the microphone. He talks about for the past, it's been a year since he debuted in Magic, and he wants the best, talks about paying dues. But then out comes the Brooklyn Outlaw, Donovan, who has come back from injury, and apparently, I guess they're going to, I forgot what Donovan, accepts Locke's open challenge, and I guess that's going to happen at the anniversary show Saturday, April 27th. Oh, my eyes. Ugh. Whew. Ugh. All right, from there we have, next up was a women's match, as we saw Journey Burke Esquire, as she took on Vicious Vicky. Early in the match, Vicky hits a DDT on the apron. Burke hit a Yakuza kick in the corner. Vicky with the natural selection. That's a move Charlotte Flair is known for. A slugfest developed between the ladies. Vicky puts a crossface on Burke, and one of Burke's feet was underneath the rope, and the referee did not notice it. Burke tapped out. And at 8 minutes 31 seconds, Vicious Vicky defeated Journey Burke Esquire. So, and even the commentators pointed out that the referee did not see it. So, I don't know where they're working on with that. But I guess we'll know as we go on here. Ooh. What a rush. Next up, with singles competition, two men who are no strangers to each other, representing the tag team champions of Death Row, the mayor of Scumbag City, John Tella, as he took on Hispanos Unidos member Trey Felipe. They eventually brawl out on the floor. Tella hits a head scissor, which nobody expected. Looks like a Uranagi, but he flips Felipe over to an X Factor. Felipe with oh my god, what the heck did I write? Oh yeah, Felipe hit a super kick followed by a cutter. He jumped on the second rope, did a cutter. Then he did what he's become known for in the Magic Kingdom, that blockbuster all the way from the running start on the ramp. Tella hits looks like it's gonna be like a spin doctor move or a crossroads move, but it was turned into a stunner. And also, right before that happened, Sebastian Cage was at ringside. He offers Felipe a chair, but Felipe didn't take it before Tella hit that, I guess, crossroads into a stunner. And at 9 minutes, 12 seconds, John Tella defeated Trey Felipe. All right. Up next was another championship matchup. Was a triple threat match, as we saw from Hispanos Unidos, Azrael coming to the ring by Trey Felipe, Sebastian Cage, and Johnny Santos, versus Kerr versus Smiley, coming to the ring by Trixie, Eden, and V, the rest of Project Mayhem. And Trixie still not happy with Smiley. The match was on. Kerr was pretty dominant in the early going. Smiley was held down at ringside, and Kerr was held down at ringside. Smiley took like electrical tape and put it around tying Kerr's hands together with electrical tape. And at one point he's in a chair, and Azrael takes the microphone. He's trying to get Kerr to admit that Kerr was the one who attacked Steve Pena. And I forgot what Kerr's answer was, but Smiley says to Azrael, he's got a point there. So I don't know if Azrael's suspicions have been lifted. Kerr eventually ends up out on the floor. I don't know if it was Trixie who untied Kerr, took the electrical tape off of Kerr. They did a Tower of Doom spot where Kerr was superplexing Smiley, was it? And Azrael did the powerbomb on Kerr off the second rope. Kerr had Smiley up, had a hold of Smiley, and he grabbed Azrael by the throat, and as he got both of them, he pretty much chokeslams Azrael while he hits Smiley with the Dino Bravo move. Like I said, no matter what show you see, somebody pulls out the Dino Bravo finish. Let's see. From there, Smiley gives Azrael a powerbomb. Trixie stops Smiley, grabs a chair away from Smiley's hands, and she was supposed to swing, but she accidentally hits Azrael, and Smiley pins Azrael to get the victory. Smiley defeats Azrael and Kerr at 14 minutes, 8 seconds, and retains the Dark Arts Championship. And after that, Trixie gets the microphone, she's in the ring, and she pretty much dumps Smiley. Not to the crowd chanting, "You got dumped." Next up was a match that had been was announced way before, even before last month's Ben Franklin show took place. As making his return to Pro Wrestling Magic was Paul London, as he challenged Vinny Power Punch Pacifico for the Junior Heavyweight Championship, and both guys pretty much brought the return of karaoke magic to the Magic Kingdom, as London karaoke'd Tom Jones's Thunderball to the ring, while Pacifico, to my surprise, he karaoke'd Lady Gaga's Bad Romance, because normally Pacifico comes out to Larger Than Life by the Backstreet Boys. In the early going, London hit a drop kick. Pacifico with hit a Hurricane Rana. Vinny did a cannonball off the apron out to the floor. They brawled in the crowd. At one point, London took a garbage bag out of a garbage can and thankfully and used that as a weapon. And thankfully, they didn't make a big mess. At one point, let me see. At one point, London had held on to the bag wasn't even tied. London held on to the bag and he's swinging the trash bag around like the late Hercules used to swing his chain around. Back in the ring, London hit a throwing belly-to-belly suplex. Pacifico hits a stunner, then he hits a cutter off the ropes. He looked like he was struggling, or let's just say he muscled London up for the Olympic Slam. Pacifico dived on the London, who was sitting in a chair at ringside. Eventually, back in the ring, London hit a top rope stomp. Eventually, Pacifico won with a forward roll, pins Paul London at 18 minutes, 58 seconds to retain the Junior Heavyweight Championship, and they shook hands after the match had ended. Ooh, my eyes. Up next, out comes SWF champion Steve Off, and he had an announcement to make, and he introduces the owner of the New Jersey Jackals baseball team. I'm not sure if it's a minor league team or what kind of baseball league they're from. And I forgot the gentleman's name. It turned out he said that Journey Burke is his daughter. And he announced to the crowd about the New Jersey Jackals that they're going to be... Let me see. Sorry, folks. I'm a little off track here. Yeah, he announces, I guess it's Pro Wrestling Magic is going to have a show at the home of the New Jersey Jackals right after the Jackals have a game that day on Saturday, June 8th. And this gentleman announced that Burke will face Vicious Vicky at that show. And I can't even remember the name of it. Hutchcliffe Stadium? Is that the name of it? All apologies if I got it wrong. So I guess that's one extra Pro Wrestling Magic show than usual. What a rush. What a rush. And after that, Off issued an open challenge for his SWF championship, and the All-Father Darius Carter's music plays, but out comes El Rotundo Genioso. All pods got his name wrong. That's the masked man who usually hangs around with Steve Off. And the match was on, and Off rolls up Rotundo and pins him in, as Shane Fair said, 3.8 seconds. Maybe it was like a little about 5 seconds to me. But nonetheless, who's counting? Off retained the championship, but offered, say that 3 times fast, another open challenge, and out comes a man who made his Pro Wrestling Magic debut, Joe Clean, who looked like Mr. Clean from the cleaning products. They had a match. Clean eventually gives Off a headbutt to the groin. Clean hits an avalanche in the corner, then he hits the Dino Bravo move. Clean missed a splash in the ring, and then Off pins Joe Clean with an Oklahoma roll at 4 minutes 51 seconds to retain the SWF championship. But then out comes 2 members of SAD, Stressed and Depressed. They go after Off, but eventually Joe Clean has a spray bottle. He's spraying something in the eyes of both Stressed and Depressed members. and Rotunda had this, actually off carried this stick with a empty water cooler on the end of it. He carried that to the ring, and Rotunda used it on one of the SAD members, and then off says, looks into the camera and he says to the Hunter, who is, I guess, the leader of Stressed and Depressed, because they're going to have a match for the SWF title April 27th at Pro Wrestling Magic's anniversary show. And, yeah. I don't know what else we got. But, yeah. At least Steve got to wrestle. Next up was a triple threat match for the Heavyweight Championship, as CPA and Sonny Kiss challenged the Revolver Alex Ryman for the Heavyweight Championship. The early going, Kiss hit a Trouble in Paradise kick on Ryman. Ryman retaliated with a drop kick on Kiss. CPA with a slow dive to the floor on Ryman. Back in the ring, Ryman hit a fisherman suplex on Kiss. Ryman gives CPA a powerbomb. Ryman hits a DVD on Kiss. CPA hits what he calls the 1099, what we know as Rey Mysterio 619. CPA did that to Kiss. And then after that, Raymond schoolboys CPA. And at 9 minutes, 57 seconds, Alex Ryman defeats CPA and Sonny Kiss to retain the Heavyweight Championship. And then it was time for the main event, which was the last one standing match, as Ruthless Lala did battle with Isaiah Wolf. And a short time after Wolf came to the curtain, Lala comes out and hits Wolf from behind with a chair and then throws him off the stage. He goes crashing to a table. Wolf eventually fights back using a stop sign and throws a trash can at her. Wolf does a punt kick from the apron while Lala was on the floor. Back in the ring, Lala speared Wolf through a door in the corner. Later in the match, Wolf did a splash off the top rope onto Lala, laying on a table set up on chairs. Wolf brought in a croquet mallet and a trash can lid, put that on her, well, I guess the groin and crotch area. And he took the croquet mallet, hitting her with the trash can right where her, I guess, the crotch area. Well, it was the crotch area. Eventually Lala got up from that and she kicked Wolf in the groin. She threw a chair. Wait. Yeah, Lala threw a chair at Wolf's face. Then she gets hold of a golf club and uses that on Wolf's groin, and then hit him with the trash can hits. I think, I don't know if that was her or Wolf, but Wolf hit like 3 running knees. Then he took his bandana, wraps it around her wrist and ties her to the ropes and hits her with another running knee. Wolf bled in this match, by the way. And then out came Project Mayhem, Eden V, and Smiley. And they attack Wolf, and Smiley tells the referee to get out of the ring, and Smiley takes the microphone and says, I guess it's safe to say this match is a draw. Well, when he said that, I stopped timing, and so I guess at 23 minutes, 2 seconds, the last one standing match was a draw. And I forgot what they were playing to do, but out comes the rest of Prolific, Tyree Taylor, Marcus Marquise. I forgot that other man who came out with them. Oh, apologies for not getting his name. Eventually, Project Mayhem turned around and leave, but then all of a sudden, I know V was like thrown into the ring by Smiley, and Tyree hit a spinning lariato on V, and they helped both Wolf and Lala to their feet. And looks like Prolific is now on the hunt for Project Mayhem. Now, I don't know, watching it live on IWTV, I don't know if was it me or was there something wrong with the sound system? The music sounded slower than you. Some of the entrance music sounded slower than it's supposed to sound. Again, I was hoping to make this show, but I couldn't. But yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Pro Wrestling Magic returns Saturday, April 27th with 9 years of magic. And already announced for that show, still a heavyweight champion, the Revolver, Alex Ryman, will defend the championship against both members of Death Row in a triple threat match. The mayor of Scumbag City, John Tella, and the Bruno El Oso Blanco. Looks like it's going to be Brooklyn Outlaw Donovan taking on Troy Locke. Shane Fair against Smiley, unless it's Shane Fair against somebody else. Who else can I think of here? Oh, Steve Off against the Hunter for the SWF Championship. I'm guessing the junior heavyweight tag team champions, Project Mayhem, Eden and V against First Class. And unfortunately, I definitely will not be there April 27th. But, just ended up a good show, and still make me wish I could have gone. Wish I could have been there. Haven't been to Pro Wrestling Magic since January. But that June 8th show again, I apologize, I got the name wrong. Hutchcliffe Stadium. I mean, who knows how much the prices will be for that one. And already announces Journey Burke Esquire taking on Vicious Vicky. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review about Pro Wrestling Magic's latest offering.